Hello, I'm Robbie Fowler and you're watching Redmen TV.
Hello, welcome to Redmen TV. It's the Uncensored match build-up show ahead of Liverpool taking on Sam Allardyce's West Ham United side. At the weekend, I'm joined by Chris Pajak and John Mason to talk through this game. First and foremost, Chris, 3 points or bust for Liverpool?
Yeah, I think it's got to be now. I think we've got to go out and try and win every single game. I know we probably do try anyway, but I think it's really important that we
definitely try now, boys.
I think we need to bounce back after Chelsea. I think it's going to be a tough one for the team to have taken, and I think, you know, West Ham, they're flying higher than I thought they would be this season, but, you know, last 6 games they've not been great. They have had defeats to Chelsea and Arsenal in those 6 games, but they drew, I think, to Swansea, and they obviously beat Hull last time out, didn't they, 3-0. So I think we can get at them, and I don't think they've travelled that well recently either. So
great, fucking hell! Check out the big research brains on Chris. Was that you? Was that you, Mike? Is that your research? No, Christ, well done. Yeah, I mean,
that's all I've got.
That's it.
Just spent everything in the first 2 minutes.
Absolutely spent. Just sit back, feet up, done now. That's my contribution for the show. But this is the thing: is that we need to start reeling in the teams above us. We're a point behind them now. If we can't beat West Ham, or if we drop any more points to the teams above us, it's any even minuscule hopes of top 4 are absolutely gone.
Yeah, you can't continue to drop points at home. You've got to win all your home games from now to the end of the season. That's the first thing. You shouldn't drop any points to teams who are likely to be your challengers, and West Ham are clearly one of them. And we've got Tottenham coming up in a week or so as well. So, you know, we need to start winning our home games and beating those teams, because it's a 6-pointer, isn't it, as they say, you know, the cliche.
I love the way you just disregarded Everton, by the way, before Tottenham. Absolutely love it.
I don't see them as part of the challenge.
No, that's what I love about it.
Uh-oh. But yeah.
Well, they're bottom of the form table, Everton. Completely
they're
bottom.
Far off bottom of the league, the way they're going.
Fucking brilliant.
Well, like, come on, let's not, let's just not.
Well, I'm including them in the home team, in home games. We need to beat everyone we play at home, because you just need to. We've dropped far too many points at home this season. It's ridiculous, and but you've got to make sure you beat the teams who are challenging, and Everton aren't one of them.
This is it. We've
Tottenham,
got
West Ham aren't.
I think we're starting to see, Chris. You know, the league. You know, we always say the league normalises once you get out of January. That's when teams start to drop off, and teams find their real sort of positions. The simple fact of the matter is, though, we've seen West Ham, you know, are consistently picking up points this season. We can't rely on them to collapse on their own. So we've got it in our hands now. You know, we beat them, we go above them in the league, and once we've got above them in the league, we need to stay, and we need to.
Yeah, I think they've dealt with. I think they've been brilliant this season, West Ham. I really do. I thought Saka got injured, didn't he? And then as Carroll was coming back, I think, and I thought, oh, they'll drop off now, and they never. They just carried on in the same vein, and Nolan's come back in, and they've continued to pick up points.
They beat us, didn't they? After we played a European game, and Sam famously said, "Oh well, you know, I realised they'd be suffering after that game, and we won't go hard at them at the beginning." Yeah. And I thought, oh yeah, they've just hit on a good tactic and beaten us, but I hadn't realised at the time they were actually a good side.
Yeah.
So us getting beat by them is less worrying, because an awful lot of people have been beaten by them this season.
Yeah. Well, that's it. You know, I think the question, for you, Chris, have they been the surprise package in the Premier League?
No, second top. I think Southampton have been the surprise package, haven't they? But you know, I really, to be honest, I think there was uproar at the end of last season. They've wanted Allardyce out for a couple of years. I am shocked by what they've done, but fair play to them, because it's consistent. It's not like, I don't think they're going to drop off, is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. They're my shock team, because I expected Southampton to do well. Maybe not quite as well as they've done, but they've been a good side for a couple of years, over 2 or 3 years, Southampton. Yeah. They're a difficult side to beat. They press high up the pitch. We've had trouble with them, even though we bought all their players, we still have trouble with them. But West Ham, I didn't expect them to be anywhere near.
Yeah. No, you're dead right on that. I think exactly what you were saying there, Chris. I didn't think Allardyce was the right fit for West Ham United. You know, the fans are growing up on a culture of good football, and he has not. You know, he's got lofty ambitions for it. The guy thinks he's good enough to be the Madrid boss. Fair play to him, like. But I think we're actually starting to see, if he's given the backing and he's given the access to the right type of players, then he can actually start to get some decent results.
Well, I don't know. It'd be interesting to know if anyone out there knew. Has he changed his style any since Carroll got back in the side? You know, is he now that he's fit, has Sam sort of started to hoof the ball up a lot more than, you know, which is you would associate with him normally, or has he stuck with his, you know, it's much more passive?
Well, I'd be more fearful if that was the case, because I fear Allardyce in football much like I fear Pulisic in football. You know, and Marine in football.
Park the bussy
in football. You know, I'm playing long to barely target men, and there is no barely a target man in world football than Andy Carroll, to be fair. So I would fear that if they try to play a bit of football, I've got a greater hope. I just can't see. I think he will revert to type at the weekend. I can't see.
No, I think he will. Had it been, you know, had we not been playing at Anfield, I think there would have been a bit more pressure on him to keep playing the way that they have played so far this season. But with only a couple of thousand fans there, I think it's going to be a little bit more direct.
You never know if he follows his tactics from last time. He identified that we might be a little tired, a little slow off the blocks, haven't played in Europe in the week. But we've just played 120 minutes against Chelsea. You might be thinking, oh well, if I get at them,
go do the same again. Well, the question then is that how do we combat that potential? You know, is there anyone? I mean, there's already issues of the defence. Looks like Sakho's not going to be available.
I think we've got a lot of problems because obviously we have just played 120 minutes and we've got a cup tie, you know, not that far before that, and we've got another one coming up. You know, we've got Sakho probably out with an injury, which means you've got to disrupt what had become a decent defence. Mm-hmm. So whatever, and the options are, you know, there are lots of options, and picking the right one might be tricky.
Yeah.
You know, do you stick Lovren in because he's left-sided and he's decent in the air, and we're going to be playing Carroll, and without Sakho we're going to be missing his aerial ability. Do you rest players? Do you give Moreno a rest? Do you bring Mankia on the right and give Markovic maybe a go on the left? The complicated way to sort that.
Well, there's the big weight on it, because as Dad says, we've got the FA Cup replay to come in the week following it, and you really, again, you need to win both of those games, but you're on the back of a defeat, you're on the back of a very tiring defeat at that. Where does your focus go?
I think your focus is on the league. And I think you completely disregard the replay on Wednesday when you're picking this side. Yeah. You know, I think you've got to. I think Rodgers has got to trust that the players we've got will go out there and beat Bolton, whether that's our second string or what. You know, I think the focus has got to be on West Ham, and they're playing so well, and they're such a better side than Bolton are as well.
Yeah. But then would you play Gerrard, who would normally be, I would have thought, would normally be one of our top 11 players? But after 120 minutes in the week,
I think Lallana's got to come back.
Lallana's the obvious one.
That's what I was thinking. So therefore, he is going to make a change that maybe he wouldn't make if we didn't have a cup tie a few days later, because he probably played Gerrard in that one.
Yeah, Steven Gerrard for me has to play that cup game, and it was pointed out after the original tie. Was, you know, he was the guy who got us through past AFC Wimbledon, and he's not involved in the next round. Gerrard should be in the cup team for as long as it continues. He should be in there, and we should try to work him in where we need to in the league. But Adam Lallana, yeah, absolutely. The question then is, and you both sort of hinted at it, and we talked about it on the Final Word show as well. Ultimately, if we're sticking with the back three, it's going to be Lovren or Glenn Johnson to come in. Who would you go with?
Oh, man,
that's a head scratcher.
It's got to be Johnson. I think if Lovren was going to be involved in this game, I think he'd have come on.
He'd have come on rather than Johnson. Yeah. I agree with that.
And to be honest, I think it's probably time to look at maybe resting Coutinho as well, even though he's been our sort of standout outfield player.
If you want to play Sturridge, then one of those four, Lallana, Sterling, Coutinho and Gerrard is... Well, Gerrard's going to go anyway. You still need another one to be left. Assuming you're going to play Henderson and Lucas.
Yeah.
And you've got to leave one of them out. And if you're playing Lallana and Sturridge, then Coutinho or Sterling is going to go. I'd actually leave Sterling in.
Yeah, I'm of the thing that if Sturridge is fit enough to start this game, and that's a big if, isn't it? Then you're putting him up top. I'd drop Sterling back behind him, and I'd rest Coutinho as well for this game, because again, you're right. He's been doing all the running for this team in the last few weeks. Lallana's should be fit, fresh, and back ready to go into the team.
My view is that Coutinho's the only one who's really creative, and that I would want him behind Sturridge if we're going to be playing a team that's parking a bus of some kind. You know, whereas Sterling, I don't think, even if you drop him back, he's going to, you know, he'll give you pace and go past people, but I don't see him really bringing the best out of Sturridge.
It's actually a decent point. The only thing from Sturridge, it's Sterling, it's more a tactical change, because let's face it, he doesn't need a rest, regardless of the fact that he's played in the week. He's had a rest now. He should be able to play.
He's never going to rest again now. Is that?
No, that's it. Like, I'm definitely. I'd play if Sturridge is fit. I'm never going to know that, but even if he's not fit, I'd play Borini up top, Sterling and Lallana. Yeah,
that's actually not a bad idea. Go back to what was working a few weeks ago. I mean, I got absolutely no problems with that whatsoever. I'd do
Manquillo, Markovic as the wing backs as well.
Yeah, decent. Is there any point considering Balotelli?
Yeah, you can consider him if you want to waste your time.
Yeah, we did quite an interesting debate on obviously Balotelli and him coming off the bench in the second leg semi-final on the final watch on RMTV.com. Not held in the greatest regard at the moment. I just, the only reason I don't want Mario Balotelli to be involved, I want him to prove me wrong, but I'm so tired of him not, that I can't bear the frustration of him not proving me wrong, if that makes sense. Like, you know, I want him to go, I want him to be given an opportunity, and I want him to seize it. Carpe diem, carpe Liverpool, you know what I mean? Seize the Liverpool, and you know, go out there and take opportunities, score some goals and prove everyone wrong. But every time he's given these opportunities, in whatever shape or form they come, he doesn't take them, and I'm so bored of it now that I just...
There's still this little nugget in my brain saying Balotelli and Sturridge might work, but
he was such a lovely man when I married him.
If you forget about that as a possibility, I've just sort of lost any thought that he might actually come good now. I don't think we play the right kind of football for Mario Balotelli. Mm-hmm. He's a different style of player than we need, and we're a different style of team than he needs.
I think that I've come, and again, it's still going to come back to that thing of when Sturridge is in the team, and we'll see, we'll finally know. And to be fair, based on all the evidence that I've seen of him playing in general for Liverpool, I have absolutely, I think it's absolutely nailed on that he will be just as poor when Daniel Sturridge is in the team as when he's.
I think for me, right, it's not just about Sturridge and Balotelli. I think if you go back to playing two up top, where does Lucas fit in with the back four? And how does that? Because everything that's been good about us has been built on this solid base, which is crazy.
I mean, there's a case where we do what we did before we settled on the diamond, where instead of having two behind the striker, you just push one further advanced and you have one in the genuine 10, don't you? So you can still play more or less that system, but with two up top. I'd be interested to see that. But the point is with Balotelli, like I say, the track record he's now developed since joining the club, I think it's almost now to the point where I think it'd be foolish to get your hopes up to think that he's going to come good the second. So I fucking hope he does. I'm desperate for it to happen, but I'm not going to let myself get sucked in anymore. It's starting to feel like being like what England fans feel like every time they go to a major tournament. It's like that. Oh, but you know, look at the talent available. If they just turn up this game and just do this, then it maybe believe. Don't just fuck off the fucking shit. And they're going to continue to be shit, and it's going to be a big disappointment. And if you get sucked in, you're going to feel disappointment 10 times more. And I know that's football in general, but I see no, and I can do that with Liverpool as a club because I've got no choice. But with Balotelli, I have a choice. I'm choosing now to just say, look, if he performs, amazing. If he doesn't, then I'm not even going to say I told you so. I just know that I expect that to happen. So yeah. So someone actually said that they were being a bit. We need to stop being so harsh on Mario Balotelli. I think he needs to stop being so harsh on us. I think he needs to start fucking performing, because ultimately he's making me a lot sadder than I'm making him. There's food for thought for you. So should we have some score predictions, Dan?
Ooh. 2-1. I was fall back on that one.
Why not? Why not indeed, Chris?
No.
Just no.
No, I've had enough of doing score predictions. I've been doing it for 4 years. No.
Awesome. You know what? Sturridge is going to come back. This is going to be our Arsenal game, our Everton game from last season, when it all clicks. 4-1. I know I said this the other week and it didn't happen, but that was the FA Cup. Who knows? Who knows how that works out?
I'll scare the life out of everyone if that happens.
So imagine turning it on this weekend. Martinez just sat, the colour drains from his face as he's watching the game unfold before him. Oh my god. Yeah. So actually, do you want to throw a score prediction up there? Yeah. What's that? 2-0. To us.
Liverpool. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, let's do score predictions in the comment section below. Any thoughts on the likes of Balotelli? Should Daniel Sturridge go straight back into the team? You know, would you keep him on the bench? Would you keep him? You know, would you do as much of a soft relaunch on Daniel Sturridge's career as possible, etc., etc. Also, we're launching a new series this week. Basically, Chris is absolutely killing me in the season-long fantasy football league that we got going. In an attempt to reclaim some pride, we're going to start doing head-to-head, week-on-week fantasy football through mondogoal.com. So we're launching that series this week. So see how we get on with that. It'll be on youtube.com/the Redmen TV. Should be interesting, if nothing else. Right, thanks very much for watching the show this week. Give the video a big thumbs up. Any thoughts in the comment section below, and we'll see you post-match.
Same old story, mate. I know we've been here before. Semi-finals, quarter-finals, finals. Same old story, innit? I think I said during the game, mate. You know, over the 2 legs, we had enough chances to put that game to bed.